Ever said something to a woman, and her whole face changed like you flipped an invisible switch, and suddenly, you weren't just a guy, but the guy? If that's not something you've experienced, then what I'm about to explain might just change everything. Alright, complete honesty. This is not some pickup artist crap with cheesy lines that make you sound like you cut and pasted them from a 2009 Reddit forum. This is different. This is intimate. It's about connection, not control. Because women, they experience words differently. They recall how you made them feel, not what you said. Before we start, hit like and subscribe to this channel so you never miss our videos on women's psychology. Let's get into it. Phrase 1. You're not like anyone I've ever met. Now I know what you're thinking. That's it? Sounds like something off a Hallmark card, right? But wait. I'm not referring to reciting this line with the emotion-stalled depth of a fortune cookie. I'm referring to how you say it, and more importantly, when. Let me take you back. There was this woman I met in a bookstore. Yeah, a real one. 4 walls, dusty bookshelves, coffee in the back that tasted like burnt toast and hope. She was browsing through a worn edition of The Bell Jar. We spoke. It wasn't flirtatious, not yet, just warm and genuine. I said she was like a storm, serene on the surface, but there was something in her eyes concealing lightning. She laughed, not the nice kind, the kind that says, "Oh damn, you actually see me." And then a few minutes in, no build-up, no big show, I said, "You're not like anyone I've ever met." She didn't respond, just stared at me like I'd opened up a part of her that most guys walk right by. You understand, the strength of this phrase isn't the words themselves, it's the risk within them. You're not being safe. You're telling them, I see you, you're different, and I'm not afraid to tell you. But here's where most men screw this up. They tell her too soon, or worse, insincerely. Let me take it apart. A woman has already heard plenty of compliments, plenty. You're lovely. You've got stunning eyes. You smell like vanilla and triumph. Whatever. But when you really look at her, and I mean actually look, and you notice something she doesn't even know she's broadcasting, that's like a tidal wave she can't anticipate. Say it when she explains about how she would sneak out late at night to dance in the rain. Say it when she describes the odd way she recollects dreams in color. Say it when she is vulnerable, not sexy, human. You're not like anyone I've ever met is a scalpel, not a hammer. Don't say it too often. But when you do get to say it, it's like lightning hitting. And here's the kicker. The silence after you say it. Let it hang. Don't fill the pause with words. Let her sense it. That silence, that's where the magic occurs. Phrase 2. I feel like I could talk to you for hours. Let's get one thing straight. This one is subtle. Quiet, like background jazz in a smoky room at 2 a.m. It doesn't scream, I'm into you, the way most compliments do. It whispers it, gently, intimately, and in that whisper, there's power. Let me set the scene. I was sitting on the living room floor at a party years ago that had begun raging and gradually mellowed into red wine and vinyl records. People were strewn across couches and chairs, half intoxicated, speaking half intellectual nonsense. I was sitting with this woman, Claire, let's call her. Not the most vocal person in a room, not the flashiest, but she possessed this presence, the sort of calm that helps you become forgetful of the fact that you're meant to be engaging. She was discussing some film she adored, a French movie, subtitles and all, that I hadn't even heard of, and I wasn't sure if I liked it or not, but I was listening to every syllable. I recall it vividly. There was this tiny pause in our conversation, and I leaned in slightly and told her, "You know, I think I could talk to you for hours." She blinked, smiled, pulled her hair behind her ear. Something that now I understand is one of those subconscious tells when something resonates deep. And then she said, "That might be the nicest thing anyone ever told me tonight." See, here's what this line does. It confirms more than the way she looks. It's saying to her, I'm not just here for your looks. I'm here for your brain, your beat, your quirky little metaphors, and your sideline tales, and the way your voice rises when you're speaking of things you love. It creates intimacy without being creepy. It calls for emotional depth without asking, "Hey, share with me your childhood trauma." And let me share a little secret with you. When a woman hears this, it resonates with something that many men never talk to: her longing to be seen, to be understood, to be known, not only as beautiful, but as a person worth staying up until 3 a.m. just to listen to one more idea about why she thinks trees are secretly alive. Now let's get real. You can't just tell anyone this, you have to mean it. You have to feel it. And most of all, you have to tell her when you're both well into a vibe, when it's just the two of you in that small emotional space where time moves slowly, like the world's placed their finger on the pause button, and it's just you and her, and this weird, gentle gravity tugging you toward each other. This sentence resonates because it says to her, "Hey, you're not a checklist I'm trying to finish. You're a person I want to discover." And it's mutual. If she says something like, "I feel like I've known you my whole life," or "This is so easy it's strange," you're in that place, the place where attraction turns into attachment. And this sentence, it pushes it along without ever pushing it. But I'll tell you what not to do. Don't drop it 10 minutes into the first date because there is no awkward silence. Don't employ it as a gimmick to be profound. And for all that is holy, don't say it while staring at your phone. Look her in the eye. Let it sink in. Let it hang. It's not a spell. It's an invitation. And when you say it at the right moment, she'll start wondering what it would be like to drift off to sleep beside someone who truly hears her. Someone who reminds her to stop looking at the clock. Someone who makes talking feel like coming home. But if you only think that one pierced deep, wait until you hear the final phrase, because the third one, that one punches directly into her soul. Phrase 3. You make me feel lucky just being here with you. Okay, this one's special. This is the sort of thing you say when there already is a little fire between you. Not a raging inferno, not yet, but a good, solid heat that's been accumulating slowly, quietly. Tell me a story, I'll tell you. It was late at night. We were on the roof. Not one of those hip hotels, just a friend's house with a view of the city, and some old lawn chairs that had given up the struggle. The city lights were blinking like they were hiding something. The kind of night that smells of concrete, sweaty skin, and maybe, hopefully, new beginnings. We weren't even talking much, just sitting there, allowing the silence to linger. And then, without intending to, without considering whether it was cool or not, I glanced over at her. She had her knees up to her chest, sweatshirt sleeves wrapped around her hands, and I said, "You make me feel lucky just being here with you." Now I want you to picture that moment. Not flashy, not practiced, just genuine. She didn't say anything at first, just reached over and took my hand. Because that line isn't about impressing her. It's about honoring her. We live in a world where everyone's trying to prove something, posturing, swiping, and performing, like love is a talent show with a panel of judges. But this sentence, it slices through all of that. It says, right here, right now, I'm not thinking about anyone else. I'm not comparing you to anything. I'm just thankful you're here, and somehow, I'm the guy sitting beside you. And here's the part that most people never talk about. Women are constantly being made to feel as though they're replaceable. This statement makes her feel irreplaceable, not because she's flawless, not because she's got a perfect complexion or a million following on social media, but because she's her, because of the manner in which she laughs when she snorts, or the manner in which she becomes serious while discussing her dreams, or how she always requests fries and never consumes more than 3. That's her. And you're telling her this is enough. Now let me caution you, if you say this too soon, it sounds insincere, desperate, a desperate attempt to speed up the film. But when is the time right? This line doesn't just make her feel understood, it makes her feel safe, like she can drop her armor, like perhaps for the first time ever, you're the type of guy who doesn't just want to take something from her, but actually wants to create something with her. And I'm going to tell you the truth. When I said that line, I wasn't sure she'd respond at all, but what she did, she leaned in, placed her head on my shoulder, and whispered, "I've never felt more wanted in my life." Look, you don't need a script to capture her heart. You need presence, you need truth. These words, they're not weapons, they're expressions of what you're feeling, voiced out loud. So use them when they're genuine. Use them when the situation demands. And most importantly, say them like you mean them, because the difference between a man she'll forget and a guy she'll remember, it's how you make her feel when you talk. Now, if this resonates with something in you, leave a comment. Share your moment, your memory, the words you said, or should have said. And if you're hungry for more of this kind of real talk, you know what to do. Subscribe, stay around. Let's keep getting better together. Until next time, stay kind.